Stephen, I just caught your answer there about the two boys with illness. If you could just sort of clarify what the illness was, and are they both available to start tomorrow?
Yeah, listen, they've both travelled to the stadium this evening. They're both fine. We don't know whether they're strong enough to play. We'll have to see how they train and make decisions after that. Nothing to be concerned about in regarding to pass all the relevant tests that they need to, and in that regard there's nothing to be concerned about, so just whether they're well enough and feel strong enough to play.
The build-up to this game is obviously dominated.
Guy.
Sorry.
Bir iki oyuncudan bağlı suala soruşdular ki, yəni həmin oyuncular oyuna hazırlarmı? Dedilər ki, bəli, stadiona gəliblər, amma məşqdən sonra qərar veriləcək ki, həmin oyuncular çıxış edəcəklər, yoxsa yox. Amma testlərdən keçirlər, heç bir problem, narahatçılıq yoxdur.
Right, Guy.
Yeah, the build-up to this game has obviously been dominated by Callum Robinson's comments earlier in the week. Does he regret saying what he says now?
You know, what I can say is about Callum Robinson is that, you know, he's such a popular member of the squad. He's a breath of fresh air. He always comes in with a smile on his face. He's infectious. You know, he brings laughter to the dressing room. People love him. He's very, you know, he has great qualities as a man, great qualities as a human being. He has attracted a lot of criticism because he just came into a press conference and where vast majority of players refuse to answer the questions. He was open and transparent, and he has been vilified for it. But he is a terrific person, and I think that all of the players would verify that. They really speak so well of him, and you know, he's a very, very popular member of the squad.
Callum Robinson mətbuat konferansındakı dediklərindən bağlıydı ki, yəni o dediklərindən peşmandı mı? Dedi ki, o komandanın çox önəmli tərkib hissəsidir, güləriz adamdır, hər zaman yəni ki, müsbət enerji gətirir, müsbət keyfiyyətlərə məxsus oyuncu və insandır. Çox təzyiqlərlə qarşılaşdı, amma o mətbuat konferansına gələrkən komanda başlarından fərqli olaraq açıq və şəffaf cavab verdi. Komanda başlarının da onu dəstəkləyirlər yəni.
Finally, Stephen, has it affected the build-up at all to this game?
Not in the slightest. No, not in the slightest. You know, I think preparation has been good. We had a couple of good days training in Dublin. We're delighted to get it. It was terrific. We trained in Abbottstown Monday and Tuesday. Obviously, 8-hour flight on Wednesday, and the time difference. So that you know, the players had to adjust to that then with training yesterday. But we're looking forward. We're training the stadium this evening now, and looking forward to it, and we'll be absolutely ready for the game. We're very excited about the game. We're looking forward to it. Preparations have gone well, and no, that has had no impact whatsoever.
Yəni bu məsələlərin oyuna necəsə təsir, oyuna yəni hazırlığa necə təsir edər? Yox, heç təsir etməyəcək. Həm nəzərə alsaq ki, bizim bir gün artımız oldu, yəni ki, daha tez gəldi və vaxt fərqini adaptasiya üçün vaxtımız oldu. İndi stadiondakı məşqimizi keçirib sabahki oyuna hazır olacaq.
We'll end the translation there, if that's all right. Ed Leahy, please. Ed Leahy. Ed Leahy.
Yeah, Stephen, how are you doing? Look, just to talk about the match, I suppose. Looking at the game in Dublin, it was obvious that when Azerbaijan come out to play against you, you have the capacity to create chances from the style of play that you're embedding in the team. While on the flip side, if Azerbaijan are in with a chance of holding on for a result, we haven't shown the creativity or the composure to break through. So how confident are you that you've improved the side in that sense, and you know, where can the improvements come from just to get those goals?
Well, certainly there were lessons to be learned from the game. I think both out of possession in that first half period, and certainly in possession in both halves, in fact. And I think, listen, we've learned some lessons from the game, even though we did create the vast majority of the chances in the game, and had we just been more clinical in front of goal, we might even be having the discussion now. But it was a good learning curve for us, and we do need to improve on that performance in certain areas, and we are determined to do that. I think there was a lot of good play in that match as well. We just, obviously when Azerbaijan defended deeper in the second half and we pushed right on, a lot of our chances came from crosses. So we have to have the ability. You're right. You make the point. We have to have the ability to play through Azerbaijan, and we acknowledge that's something we have to improve. And so we're looking forward to the challenge tomorrow night, because Azerbaijan have some good players. There's no doubt about that. But we're in a confident mood. We've had, a strong last window with the performances against Portugal and Serbia as well. And I think we want to turn the recent draws into victories tomorrow night. That's the ambition. That's certainly what we want to do.
Just a quick follow-up. I know you won't tell me who's playing, but just in terms of what area of the pitch are you looking for that unit to really grab the game by the scruff of the neck and influence? And is there added importance on set pieces and maybe shooting from distance in the game with this?
Right. Well, listen. No, there's no specific policy on shooting from distance. I think you have to play what's on. You have to do. You have to trust your instincts depending on the way the game evolves. Set pieces are always a factor for both teams. I think that's always a factor in games. I think we just want to. I think it'll be an open game tomorrow night away from home here, so there'll be space for both teams, and hopefully we can maximise our opportunities in the way that we didn't in the Aviva in the end. We got the late equaliser, but hopefully we can maximise the opportunities that we create.
We've only got a few minutes left, guys, so Nathan, just the 2 questions and one from Damien, please.
Hi Stephen, as I'm sure you're aware, Callum's press conference has dominated a lot of conversations over the last few days. I'm wondering if it's sparked many conversations within the camp, and if you've got a better understanding afterwards as to why so many players are deciding not to get vaccinated.
Yeah, listen, it's a fair question, but it's one I'm not going to elaborate on everyone's individual private medical reasons, and I'm sure I don't know the full extent of everyone's reasons, any of the players' reasons. Some of them have valid reasons, some of them have beliefs, but the vast majority of players are vaccinated, and it's not been a factor and hasn't dominated the conversation in the camp, because we've been very focused on trying to win the game. And I understand Callum himself, for being sort of upfront and honest, has been vilified, in fact, but he's a breath of fresh air in our squad. Everyone really speaks so highly of him. Very popular member of the squad. He's determined to do well. I think it's well documented now that he's missed a number of games, so I think he's determined to grasp that opportunity and do himself justice, and he is no doubt one of our better attacking players, and looking forward to getting on the pitch and doing well tomorrow.
I'm sure Callum didn't expect the last few days to go the way they did after the press conference. You talk about him being vilified. John Egan was in before saying that everyone was jumping down his throat. How has he dealt with the last few days and the conversations that he's been in the centre of?
Yeah, no, he understands it, but he's very focused on the game. He's a professional, and he's very, very focused on the game, and he's that's the way. I think he said at the time that he wasn't against the vaccination. He was never against the vaccination. He himself needed more time to consider for different reasons, and that was his viewpoint at the time. So we had to respect that, and I think he's just very much looking forward to the game.
And one more from Damien, please.
Stephen, just following on from Nathan's point there, knowing Callum as you do, will he want to go out, or is your challenge to him to go out and answer his critics with what he does on the pitch?
Not really. I think listen, he loves playing the game. He's a character, very infectious character. He's quite versatile in that he can play in quite a few positions. He wants to make an impact. He had he hasn't been able to obviously play for us for a while, and he did a terrific game in Serbia initially in our first game of the campaign. So he's very, very determined now to try and do well tomorrow, and he scored a few goals recently for West Brom. So hopefully he can take that into the international game tomorrow night.